G'day everyone and welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel, and that is right, the 2025 AFL fixture has officially released. Now today I'll be going through pretty much every single game, the highlights of the season and seeing which games I'm most pumped for. Now if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, could you please show me that by liking the video as well as subscribing to the channel if you guys are new. Enough wasting your time, let's get straight into it. Kicking off the AFL season, we've got Brisbane Cats at the Gabba. I'm sure most of us are already aware of the opening round fixture, but I'm sure we'll just quickly go through it. Sydney Hawthorn, Gold Coast Essendon, Gold Coast with a new logo. Some people dislike it, I am one of those people. Then Collingwood vs Giants, same as last year, and then, yeah, a bunch of buys. Kicking off round one, we've got Richmond v Carlton on the Thursday. Not a very exciting game. It should be a bit of a comfortable win by the Blues. This round doesn't seem to be anything too special. You got Geelong vs Dockers, which could end up being a decent game, but you never know. And then grand final matchup, this time at the SCG. Collingwood vs Port Adelaide. That is an interesting one. Obviously, this would be Dan Houston's first game back from suspension, so what a better way to start off his season for the Magpies against his old club. And West Coast Gold Coast could be a good game. I'm actually sort of excited for that game. I'm sort of excited to see how that game turns out. Carlton opening up another round of football, this time in round 2. Bulldogs versus Pies. This will be the Bulldogs' 100th year anniversary. That's why for the first time since 2019, we'll be playing the Dogs at the MCG. And the rest of the games are a bit average. And Dockers Sydney, which I'm sort of excited about. I believe it was at Optus last year where it was the Logan McDonald shot off the siren. Was that at Optus? Was it at Optus? Couldn't tell ya. Round 3, we've got Essendon versus Port Adelaide. It doesn't seem to be anything too special besides Hawks versus Giants at UTAS. I believe that's the first Tasmania game of the year, so they'll take that for sure, the Hawks. I believe they get a few UTAS games this year, so a little bit more than last year, I believe, so they'll be excited about that. We've also got Eagles versus Dockers, always a great game between those two at Optus. Round 4, Collingwood versus Carlton. Great way to start off another round of football. That's 3 Thursday night games the Blues have had so far. Gold Coast Adelaide, both with the new logos at People's First Stadium. I got a good feeling about Gold Coast next year. I think they're going to be rising up a bit, so this could be a win on the boards for them to start off the Saturday. Why is North Melbourne versus Sydney a 7:35 game on a Saturday? Why is North Melbourne playing primetime football for their home game? What? Round 5, we've got Adelaide v Geelong at the Adelaide Oval kicking it off. I believe this is the Gatheround fixture. It is too. I've already made a separate video on the Gatheround fixture, so if you want to check that out, go to the link in the description. But we'll quickly just show you guys what's going on in Gatheround anyway. Collingwood versus Sydney. Saturday, North Melbourne versus Gold Coast, St Kilda versus Giants, and a very, very good game that I'm looking forward to, Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn. Brisbane v Collingwood could be a game where Brisbane strike revenge. We've beaten Brisbane the last 3 times we've versed them, so not looking forward to this game, but I think we'll get up in this one. What an exciting Friday night. North Melbourne versus Carlton at Marvel, and then West Coast versus Essendon at Optus. What an exciting Friday. And then, obviously, Monday, Geelong versus Hawthorn. That's a pretty good game. Both really informed sides and pretty good game to have Easter Monday. Round 7, nothing too special. Anzac Day clash. 2 games on the Friday, though. Is there usually 2 games on Anzac Day? I don't think there is. Oh, my God. This might be one of the poorer Thursday night clashes. Who's the Pies versing this round? Okay. Collingwood vs Geelong MCG. Collingwood and the Cats start at 7:35, and so does Eagles versus Melbourne. Why is it like that? I swear, whenever it's being played in Perth, it always gets pushed back like half an hour or something like that. That's sort of stupid. Then we got the Sydney Derby, Sydney versus GWS at the SCG. And then off the round, we got Brisbane v Suns at the Gabba. Moving on to round 9, starting it off on the Thursday, Fremantle versus Collingwood at Optus. Should be a good game to stream. I would assume next year Fremantle and Collingwood will be pretty similar skill-wise. Then on the Sunday, we got Richmond versus West Coast at the MCG. We got the Geelong Cats taking on the Giants at GMHBA, and North Melbourne and Brisbane taking each other on at Ninja Stadium. I'm sorry. Round 10, Suns versus Hawks in Darwin. Collingwood versus Adelaide. Good game last year. Hoping it's a good game this year. Dogs v Essendon at Marvel. Still haven't played at Mars this year, I don't think. So I wonder if they do have any Mars games this year. I think they do. Round 11, Geelong versus Bulldogs. Essendon v Richmond. Carlton v GWS. Hawks v Brisbane. North Melbourne versus Collingwood at Marvel. It's so weird how much a ground can change the way a club plays. And like every time we played at Marvel last year, I actually don't know if we won a Marvel game last year. Oh no, yeah, North Melbourne obviously. Could be it though. Round 12, we have Hawthorn versus Collingwood. Obviously, Gatheround last year, the Pies did get the job done against the Hawks, and then later in the season, the Hawks got the job done against the Pies by, let's just say, our biggest smashing of last year. It seems like the rest of the round ends off pretty average, besides Melbourne versus St Kilda at TIO. So, in Alice Springs, I do wonder how this game's going to go, to be honest. But I look forward to it. Moving on to round 13, we've got the Dogs taking on the Hawks. These two teams seem pretty similar in skill this year, so you'd think that these two teams probably will have a decent thriller coming Thursday, 5th of June. GMHBA again. The Cats have had a lot of GMHBA games this year, similar to last year. Giants playing in Canberra. North Melbourne at Hands Oval. In Bunbury, okay. I have heard about a game being played at Bunbury. Although when I heard about this game, I knew it was in WA, so I'd assumed that it was West Coast home game, but North Melbourne are playing a home game at Hands Oval in Bunbury. I suppose they do both have to travel, but I feel like North Melbourne are in the disadvantage here, even though it's their home game. Carlton v Essendon MCG, that should be a good game, and then we got Big Freeze Clash Monday, 9th of June. Round 14, Hawks get another home game at Utah's. Brisbane v Giants at the Gabba, I'd probably get around that. Should be a decent game. Okay, something's got to be wrong with this fixture. No, I'm sorry. There is definitely something wrong with this fixture. Because there is no chance in the world. There's got to be a glitch in my system. There has to be a glitch in my system. Because there is no way in the world North Melbourne and Fremantle are facing each other off at Optus Stadium in North Melbourne's home game. What? Then Collingwood's going to buy, as well as Gold Coast, Sydney and Richmond. There we go. Fremantle getting an Optus game against Essendon. Collingwood versus St Kilda. I don't trust the Saints anymore, especially at Marvel. I just can't verse the Saints at Marvel. It's just so frustrating. Although we versed them at the G last year and we still lost, so. Okay, well, date and times are still yet to be confirmed, but these are the games that we have for round 16. Collingwood versus West Coast at Marvel. Hawks versus North. Utahs again. Hawks have been getting a few Tasmania games here. Round 17, Geelong versus Richmond at the GMHBA Stadium. North Melbourne versus Bulldogs at Marvel. Carlton Collingwood again. We see the return of the Blues v Pies clash. Round 18 looking to be a bit of an average round. Mars Stadium though, is that the first Mars game of the year for the Bulldogs? Surely not, I've got to have missed one. Even if I thought it just said Marvel. Speaking of Marvel, Carlton versus Brisbane at the Marvel Stadium. That should be a good game. Suns versus Pies at People's First. We've versed them at People's First for the last few years and it's actually annoyed me. I actually don't think I've ever been to a Gold Coast Suns game in my life. Like, when was the last time we played the Suns in Melbourne? And whenever that was, I don't reckon I was there because I don't recall ever going to a Gold Coast Suns game in person. Round 19, Carlton versus Melbourne should be a good game. Collingwood versus Fremantle. I'm looking forward to that game. Adelaide versus Suns should be a good game. Eagles versus Richmond at Optus. Who would win that? You'd think the Eagles, but you never know. Moving on to round 20. Doesn't seem to be too good of a round. Richmond versus Collingwood. I'm happy with that. I'll probably get around that game. Pretty comfortable win by us. Essendon versus Bulldogs could be a good game, but probably not likely to be. Hawks versus Carlton, probably one of the better games of the round, but still not looking to be great. Although we got the showdown, Adelaide versus Port. That is a good one. And then we've also got Fremantle versus Eagles again. So two really, really good games to look forward to when getting around this round 20. Round 21, Port versus Geelong, St Kilda versus North. Collingwood versus Brisbane at the G. Good game last year. Hope to be another one this year. And Fremantle and Carlton at the end here. Cats v Dons, round 22. Blues v Sun, that could be a really underrated game to look forward to. Even Richmond versus St Kilda has potential to be a good one. Hawks versus Pies at the MCG. Well, it's later in the year, so it gives me time to prepare for it. Brisbane versus Sydney, grand final clash, so that's a pretty good game there. And Eagles versus Crows. North versus Richmond, that's probably one of the better games to look forward to. North versus Richmond at Hobart. Carlton versus Port Adelaide at Marvel, I'd probably say it's a decent game. Even Sydney versus Geelong probably is going to be a good game at the SCG. I'd arguably say the Cats will probably be a better side than the Swans next year. But if it's the Sydney Swans home game, then that could be a very, very good game. Then we'll face off against the Crows in Adelaide. And we also have Fremantle versus Brisbane at Optus. Moving on to round 24, we have Giants versus St Kilda, North Melbourne versus Adelaide, Bulldogs versus Freo. Collingwood versus Melbourne. Again, we're ending the season off against Melbourne like we did last year. Richmond versus Geelong, Essendon versus Carlton, Brisbane Hawthorn, Port Adelaide versus Gold Coast, West Coast v Sydney, and that is it for the 2025 AFL season. Hope you all did enjoy this video, and as always, I'd like you to show me that by liking the video as well as subscribing to the channel if you guys are new. I'll see you all in the next one. I've got a lot more content on the way, so stay tuned for that.